We are going to use AI test automation tool called Testim to create an automation script for web application which uses AI machine learning to speed up the authoring, execution and maintenance of automated tests. Before we create an automation script using Testim, let me show you why do we need to create a script which uses AI machine learning. Here is the automation script that I have created using latest Microsoft technology tool called Coded UI. The same script you can create using Selenium C# too. The script will search for specific theme forums at colorlib.com, and here is the website of colorlib.com. As you can see from the script implementation, the script will identify the search box and search button based on multiple identification properties. Then click on search button to find the specific theme. Now let's execute the test and see how it goes. So I'm going to select run test option. As you can see, the test has been passed. Now let's say developer changes any one attribute of the search button, either ID or name. Once you run the test again, it immediately breaks due to these changes because it is still referring to old ID or name. This leads to unstable test. Testers have to modify the test, and that way they have to spend a lot of time in maintaining that test. So let's change the friendly name from search to find. Now let's build the code and run the test in debug mode. As you can see, the execution stops at the breakpoint. Now we are going to change the name from search to find. Now let's continue execution the script from where it stops. As you can see, the test has been failed. And that's the problem. And that we can solve by creating the script which uses AI machine learning. And we are going to use Testim for that. Let's open the URL to see how Testim looks. And the URL for the Testim is www.testim.io. Now let's create new script. Click on Create button. Enter base URL name. In our case, it is https://wp/forums. Now enter the test name and test description. Let's give the name find theme forum _ test. Now click on toggle recording button. As you can see, recording is already started. It opens the browser. Now you can record the action that you want to record. Let's enter the forum name called pinbean into search text box and then click on search button. We just want to record very simple tests. So now let's go back and stop recording. Now we want to run the test to make sure that everything is working fine. So click on play scenario button to execute the test. As you can see, the test has been passed. Now let's go back to recording script and modify some of the recording attributes. I am going to uncheck some of the attributes and keeping only 3 attributes. That means the script is going to take the decision based on those 3 attributes only. Now I am going to change the value of only value attributes and then we will execute the test. Since I don't have a paid license, I have to change the attribute value during runtime. So I'm going to run the script in debug mode. So let's do that. So let's put the breakpoint before clicking the search button. Now let's run the script. As you can see, the script stops at the breakpoint. Now let's change the value attributes value from search to find. Now let's remove that breakpoint and click on run button to continue test execution. As you can see, the test has been passed. If you remember, when we have changed the same attribute value in coded UI test, then that test was failed, but same test passed here. So that means this test is one step better than coded UI Selenium test. Now let's do one more thing. We can keep the value attribute same and change only ID attribute value and then execute the test. Once again, let's run the test in debug mode. Now let's change the value of ID from BBP underscore search underscore submit to BBP underscore find underscore submit. Now let's remove the breakpoint and click on run button to continue test execution. As you can see, the test has been passed again. Now let's think about this. What happens if we change both attributes value, ID and value attributes to something else? Does the test pass or fail? Let's find out. Let's run the test again in debug mode. Now let's change value of ID from BBP underscore search underscore submit to BBP underscore find underscore submit, and the value attributes value from search to find. Now let's remove the breakpoint and click on run button to continue the test execution. As you can see, the test has been passed again. Wow, that is great. This was not possible in either coded UI or Selenium C#. So that means the AI automation tool is far better than basic automation tool. Now what happens if we change the value of all the 3 attributes? We have seen earlier that the identification property for search button depends on 3 attributes. And if we change the value of all those 3 attributes, then of course the test has been failed, right guys? How can that possible that test pass if we change the value of all the 3 attributes? So let's do the changes and see what happens. So I'm going to change the index value to 99 directly from the test attribution property. Now let's run the test again in debug mode. Now let's change the value of ID from BBP underscore search underscore submit to BBP underscore find underscore submit, and the value attributes value from search to find. Now let's remove the breakpoint and click on run button to continue test execution. Wow! As you can see, the test has been passed again, and that is so amazing. So let's discuss how that is possible. Of course, the main reason behind is the script uses AI machine learning technology, and here is how machine learning helps. You have a set of input test data that contains pattern. You then feed that data set into a machine learning system that will find the pattern in that data. This machine learning system generates model that will recognize the patterns. The application can then use that model by supplying new input data set to see if this data matches the non-pattern and then take the decision. And that's why all the test has been passed. The more and more you run the test, the machine will learn more.